Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with another reaction video, man. This time I got a very special one. Eminem, Music to Be Murdered By. Now, this was a surprising album because nobody was expecting this to come out. I certainly wasn't expecting it to come out. So when I actually found out about it, I was like, wow, Eminem actually released a project starting the year. So honestly, I really wasn't expecting this at all. It even has a feature from Juice WRLD, which is actually very interesting because I wouldn't expect Eminem to do a feature with Juice WRLD, R.I.P. Juice WRLD, of course, with Young M.A. I wouldn't actually Skylar Grey. We always know Eminem actually does music with Skylar Grey, but Anderson .Paak, Don Toliver as well. So this is actually going to be a very interesting listen to actually see how the project is going to sound, what different type of sounds he's going to incorporate with these artists, because I actually never thought I'd see these names with Eminem on a song. So I'm definitely interested in seeing how this is going to be. It's a pretty long album, 20 tracks. Let's get right into it, bruh. Because I definitely, it's an hour and 4 minute song, so I definitely want to get to it very quickly right here. Premonition, intro. Let's see how this is going to be right here, my guy.
As much as I hate you, I need you.
As much as I hate you, I need you. This voice sounds great right here.
Just get richer, but if it was ever all about Thriller, then I would have quit him. No motherfucking time. Revival plot came back and I scared the crap out of him. But Rolling Stones,
Kamikaze.
they can happen and shady. They do the same shit to Brady. More people hate me.
Max Tom Brady.
But then when I put out Revival and I had something to say, they said that they hated me with me. That wasn't disintext. That was not a shot at 2 Chainz or the Jay-Z. They probably feel the same way. If I was as half as good as I was, I'm still twice as good as you'll ever be. Only way that you're
Okay, so that was a very interesting start to that album. He's pretty much addressing the way that people don't appreciate the longevity he's had in his career. He actually mentions as well Jay-Z and even 2 Chainz, which is an interesting mention considering they're not really similar type of rappers. But of course, he's appreciating the longevity of other artists as well, because he feels like people don't really take that into consideration. I definitely will be a person that will say, listen, I don't feel like it's always about rapping fast. I feel like you really, even though you show your abilities and your skills, when it comes to having a fast flow, I feel like the substance is always important. So he's actually touching that subject right there, that people really actually do argue that he's just rapping fast. He's not really saying anything, quote unquote. But I feel like there's definitely a majority of tracks where Eminem definitely touches on subjects and actually has substance. But if that happens to be the case where I feel like he's not really touching a substance, like the track doesn't feel like it's going to be replayable, I'm definitely going to call it out and say, hey, listen, I don't feel like just because you rap fast, it's a good song. But of course, I'll be fair when it comes to that. So I understand his point of view when he's saying that, because there's a lot of people who just automatically discredit M when it comes to that. And they just point to that, and sometimes they don't even listen to the substance in the lyrics. So I'm going to actually be fair when it comes to that on this project. Now, this is an interesting feature right here because Young M.A. unaccommodating, can't even say that word, unaccommodating, is definitely an interesting feature right here because I wasn't expecting this type of collaboration. Let's get right to it. Let's see how it's going to be. Facts. That's facts. This has got like a spoken flow right here. I'm wondering how this is gonna fit with M right here, this type of flow. My petty shit. I like this pace a lot more. He really said, I'm watching my pupils get cornier. As in, like the cornea of the pupil, but at the same time, like the pupils, like the people you actually, that go after you, your pupils actually get cornier, as in they get like, you know what I'm fucking saying, bro. You know the double entendre. I don't really have to explain that line. They get corny, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so Eminem definitely destroyed that beat. It was an interesting way because the slow start from Young M.A, where she was pretty much doing a spoken type of flow, actually caught me off guard when it came to how fast Eminem went into his verse specifically, but at the same time, I feel like it was actually not a bad collaboration. Maybe if I actually listened to it more, I might enjoy the track a bit more. On Young M.A's part, when it comes to M, he pretty much addresses the way he actually talked about MGK once again. I mean, it actually does reference that line as well. Like, you can't really make a comparison between him and artists nowadays. I did actually enjoy a bit more the pacing he had when it came to the slower part of his verse, because I feel like it was a fast flow, but steady enough for me to actually understand the lyrics. Now let's go to You Gon Learn, featuring Royce, of course. I mean, M and Royce are very, very close. I actually don't know who White Gold is. Let's actually see how this track's gonna be right here. I like how that sounds right here at the start.
Same time, I'm praying to God that everything works out at its colonoscopy. This is 9-6 nightmare to side chicks. Some things are just meant to be.
Yo, he's killing this right here.
Targeting my kids and babies through population and gun control. Not against the thought of separation. While the politicians inviting privilege acts, how's it different from segregation?
Damn, this hook sounds tight, bro.
Jack boys think it's about the flaws like a lint roll. Let it wait till it's late. They will tiptoe through your living room windows. Then I began to explode, detonate. Now the east side with schizo. Thought my name was B-side cause they flipped over my tape. I walk on and y'all gonna meet your Waterloo. I get the flip in the mic as a murder weapon. I'm covering an extra.
Bro, I fucking love that chorus right there. Like, just the sound right there. First of all, the production, whoever did this production right here, fucking impeccable. That shit sounded amazing. That shit sounded beautiful. There's no other way to describe it. Like, that shit actually sounded beautiful, bro. Like, when it comes to the hook, the best hook so far. I mean, listen, when it came to the other tracks, I mean, Premonition didn't really have a hook, right? I mean, he was discussing the whole situations in the past right there, like we just mentioned. But anyway, let's just get right to that track. I just love the hook right there. Royce went crazy. He had a lot of topics when it came to reparations and even segregation, and even just talking about how he actually wants to make more money to actually do things himself. From what I could actually grasp, it's just such a crazy flow from both artists right there. Like, Eminem really sounded like he fit with this production perfectly, because that fast flow right there, and just with the background vocals, like those background vocals sounded beautiful to me. Like, this might be my favorite track so far.
Music to be murdered by. It is mood.
So that was just an interlude. Let's see how this is gonna be. Ed Sheeran, interesting interlude. Those kind of nights.
Probably end up bagging a cocktail waitress and taking her straight back to the motel. Holy Toledo, it's Miss Ohio. She said fuck off and threw a liquor at me. It's one of those kind of nights. I really won't leave. I love the way you move like that when you push your body. Like, oh my god, my whole life I feel with your songs. I'm on my heart to them. Smoking the bottle around me.
Bro, this Ed Sheeran chorus is not it. Ed Sheeran, my guy. You did not sound good in that track at all. Say goodbye. That was not a good chorus in the slightest. I did not like that Ed Sheeran hook right there. Hey, listen. Ed Sheeran has some songs that I actually do vibe with. I just did not feel like this was a good combination. I actually did get reminded of like the old M, like in the sense like the My Name Is M, when it comes to the flow he has right here. But honestly, this combination right here between Ed Sheeran and Eminem really didn't honestly work when it comes to this track right here, Those Kind of Nights.
Thinking about you. She's a sick texting me around too. No objection at all, cause both of us are still involved. So as I'm peeling off, rather have you, rather have me.
Rather have them.
Just in too deep. You went to leave the house, he caught you sneaking out. Now he's freaking out. You thought
He's freaking out.
Can't tell if I'm cheating on her with you, but cheating on you with her. Call us Long John Silver's cause we selfish. But I just wanna see him.
Yeah, bro, that Long John Silver line, that just made me laugh, bro. Like, that was funny, but bro, come on. When you say like your pupils are getting cornier, but you say a line like that, come on, bro, like, come on. And you definitely can make better lines at that. Let's just be honest about it when it comes to that line. But honestly, when it comes to the chorus, this is another chorus that I didn't really enjoy. I don't feel like I definitely know that if I actually put this in a car, I'm not going to go to this track, because I simply don't enjoy the hook and I don't enjoy the verse. Like, the type of flow he's trying to go for on this track, it's just not something that I feel like has replay value. So honestly, I'm definitely going to go to a track like You Gon Learn. Definitely gonna go even to the first one, the intro, Premonition, because I feel like this has replay value for me. Okay, this is one of my shit right here. Juice WRLD sounds great already. Like, as expected.
Won't even lend you an ear, ain't even pretending to care. But I tell a bitch I'm area, should bury a face in my genital area. The bad beats, evil that means take a backseat, take it back to fat beats with a maxi single. Look at my rap sheet with a feeling with the venom and eliminate him. Other words, I'm intimate him. I don't want to hurt him, but I did him in a fit of rage. I'm murdering and kill him, body will evade him, finna kill him. Just spit it when I'm in the vicinity, motherfucker. You better duck and you finna be dead the minute you're an enemy. 100% of you is a fifth of a percent of me.
Damn. Okay, so that flow right there was insane when it came to the last part. Now that's definitely a great hook when it comes to the Juice WRLD hook right there. Wow, I wasn't expecting it to be that fast when it came to the last part. Honestly, the only thing I could understand when it came to the last part right there was when he said 100% of you is 10% of me, if I'm not mistaken, that's what he said. Wasn't actually expecting it to be this good, the collaboration. Of course, Juice WRLD RIP is not here with us, but in terms of the consistency from the track, it actually sounded like something I would replay. I definitely did enjoy this hook, similar to the way I did enjoy You Gon Learn. Now, when it comes to a track that I did already listen to, Darkness is definitely that track. That's the only track I've listened to because he did release a video, and I actually did enjoy the concept of the video, the way he's done this before a lot of times, where he makes you think he's talking about himself at first, then he somehow relates it to it actually being about similar situations that he's had to deal with when it comes to like his mental stability and his mental health and trying to actually be in a good state. But he relates it to be an overall theme about the mass shootings situation, a very very serious problem that there's been in the States when it comes to that. He actually talks about the Las Vegas shooting that was in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Very unfortunate event. And I did like the way the video was actually very, very good, like amazing to me. The way I pretty much thought he was talking about himself at first. Then actually think about it and I'm like, okay, this is tying into the Las Vegas shooting. Then you see obviously the person who did the shooting and just the unfortunate thing about him killing himself, which is just obviously not a good thing. It's just unfortunate, the entire situation. But I did enjoy the video a lot. I do think it actually adds more to the track. I thought somebody opened the door for some reason, like what the fuck. But either way, I do enjoy the way it ties in with the video, the track, and the track is actually very enjoyable to listen to.
Let them all line up in the tank, single filing up in the stack. But still they keep on provoking me. They're hoping to see me completely broken. Don't tell me about struggle, bitch. I lived it. I was 5 or 6 the first time I got my hind. So I get them back in the fitment, selling my soul to get my revenge. Thought of a scheme and it
Okay, so not a bad chorus when it comes to Skylar Grey. I feel like it's not my favorite chorus, definitely. Juice WRLD's chorus is better, but this combination is one that I always expect when it comes to M and Skylar. When it comes to the verse, it's interesting because I always feel like it has to be tough either way for M to talk about his father in this type of manner. But it's always just good to actually, I feel like it's always good for any artist to just leave it all out when it comes to the music. Like just express yourself the most you possibly can when it comes to a track, because you definitely can leave all the emotions in the song. You might actually gravitate with somebody in a very meaningful way. The production is a bit more basic compared to the other ones. Not necessarily my favorite production, but it's kind of expected because it's this type of lane for a pop-oriented track with Skylar right here on the feature. Either way, not a bad track, but not a great track in my opinion when it comes to just the sound. I definitely enjoy Godzilla more. Boxing reference.
out. So stubborn the government won't go. They lie like a miracle. The spooky, I'm a miracle. I'm still super lyrical. Live in the rubble, keeping up with the times. I just adapt to the climate, not treat it like my device. I know you like a vagina problem, do a diabolic, like a gynecologist trying to ball.
I did actually enjoy pretty much all the verses. M said something about a vagina problem, a diabolical gynecolic. I don't even know how the fuck to say the doctor, bro, but like, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, that line was just funny to me, the way he said it. Once again, M has the fastest verse right here, but at the same time, I did enjoy it. Like, I did actually enjoy the complete features right here. Like, Royce is killing it, Black Dot 2, Q-Tip. I just like the way this sounds. If there's something I don't really like about the track, is maybe the ya.
I'm starting to think I'm psychotic with all the pictures I draw. Shit that I've already witnessed. He killed my chihuahua, this motherfucker.
Damn.
Wish I could just join if I could get my weight up, but I'm just a second grader.
It's a tough relationship to have, man.
Neighbors call police on him, so many battery charges in the back. And just started whooping his ass, beat him with my bare hands.
Bro, he really said he buried him next to his dog. That's tough. Hey, listen. Motherfucker killed his chihuahua. That's tough, bro. Had to bury him next to his dog as well. That's a tough relationship to have. Like, you don't really vibe with the person your mother is dating, and he's not really blood related to you. That's a tough situation right there. Marsh is the next track. It's a different type of beat right here. This beat is simple but great.
I can make it really difficult for motherfuckers to come to Detroit. Like a motherfucking disgruntled employee, I don't cut the beat till I fucking destroy it. Once I get going, rain, thunder, and stormy. Extra terrestrial.
I like that flow a lot. Like, I actually do enjoy the way it sounds. Like, that was a simple beat, but at the same time, it fit very well with his flow and just the way he did actually do his rhyme scheme. Like, it was actually a very enjoyable listen. I actually do enjoy that track a lot. Not as good as other choruses, but that's a chorus I actually don't mind as well. And when it comes to M actually having to do the hook on that track, that's probably the best one he's done so far on a project. He did this double entendre talking about like, I'm gonna hand you another L as in loss, but he's also like considering a puff. He's obviously doing like a double entendre. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly, but he's doing a double entendre between like L as in loss and L as in loud, as in the joint, as in smoking. Let's get to Never Love Again right here. True remember, bro.
Yeah, we were inseparable. You just worked me for my money, so I got you wrapped all into rap. I can only take so much of you all at one time, because too much you use just too much to swallow sometimes. Ibuprofen's like a drop of rain in the ocean. You're my fix on the days when I'm broken.
The beat sounds a lot better right here. The track sounded a lot better in the last part. The beat sounded a lot better right there in that last part. Like, I actually did enjoy the sounds they added right there at the end. If that track actually would have been since the beginning like that, with that type of production, I probably would enjoy this track a lot more. Little Engine, we're at track 15. I feel like this has been definitely better than Revival.
Like the shade of these windows, smoke gray ladies on middle, but no way they can see, you know. Waiting, I'm irritated. You about to meet a scary fate and come home to find yourself staring straight. Yeah, little engine go, Billigan bingo, I'm losing control, heroin and blow.
Yeah, this has like a horror element to it.
Yummy, you're yummy. I'm the guy with the Oscar admirers and appliances, not a washer and dryers. Chick ran up like Marshall on fire. Up the ending go, like a window.
Not even sure if I've heard this type of flow from M before. Yeah, that had like a horror element to it. Like, definitely had like these type of sounds you assimilate with like a horror type of genre, specifically the high pitched tone right there. But I did enjoy the sound of this production actually. That was a flaw I wasn't expecting from M, just the way he actually has this higher type of tone, and just it feels like, I don't even know if this is the correct word to use, like a crescendo, like just the way he's actually going like that to his flow, like elevating. But either way, This track is not bad. I don't know if it would be replayable for me, but so far I do feel like this album is definitely better than Revival. Is it better than Kamikaze? I'm not sure yet. I think I definitely enjoy a lot You Gon Learn. Probably my favorite track so far. Then Godzilla. Juice WRLD did great with the chorus right there, man. RIP. Already I like this beat. Already. Yeah, this my shit right here.
But still is explosive with just load the clip. Two pistols on face up over. Scrappy changing sofas. Trying to save
yeah, this shit fire. This shit fire.
but I give up. Almost got me. I had to reach back and lock you. So get ready to die from secondhand. Get it with the doctor's medicine like sedatives. You get caught. What I am is better than every single one of you. Whether separate or all of you band together. True warrior got the plug like true warrior. Give me the cue.
Yeah, this sounds great, bro. Definitely add that to my favorite tracks. I do enjoy the way Anderson .Paak sounds right here. I automatically assume when it comes to Anderson .Paak, it's gonna be like this type of R&B track, heavily influenced with a funk type of sound. Definitely right here, this was not the case at all.
I never met someone who played games in my hands much. They tethered us together like two. Gotta tell myself another lie. Wanna hold you, wanna choke you, wanna love you, wanna hate you, wanna kill you, wanna hurt you.
There's a lot of things he wants to do.
But nothing comes to mind me. Signs of number 90. Cause in 06, this is my house. Bitch, you get out. Then we do get out. Then it dies down. Cause that's what helps to get me by.
He does say on this song for well, he's got to sell a lie because that's what sells. I certainly hope he doesn't apply what he's talking about in a relationship right here with the music, because definitely I don't feel like that's the case with music. Like, the lie doesn't sell. I do know there's a lot of people who act like they're a certain type of way. We've seen it with plenty of rappers, but I don't feel like that's automatically what sells, man, even though it might be one of the things that do sell. It's not the only thing that sells. But I hope that's not the case, or the reason for why he actually has some of these features right here that aren't really what we're accustomed to having here. I hope he hasn't, because he generally like, hey, listen, I actually fuck with the vibe Young M.A has right here. I actually fuck with the vibe Juice WRLD had. I hope that's the case. We do know he's great friends with Royce and certainly Black Thought, Q-Tip, but Anderson .Paak, that was actually a good track. So when it comes to that track, I didn't really vibe with the track, let's be honest, bro. Wasn't vibing with the chorus. Don Toliver's right here, my God. This is definitely something I want to listen to.
I've been moving some, try to play alone. I've been feeling so alone and like I'm so lost. Never took much to get been straight, never been swayed by call up a skin shaker. I live on the edge, I sit on a ledge to shit on your heads. I've been on the bench, forgive and forget.
This chorus sounds so much better, my guy. Hey, listen, some of the combinations right here that I thought wasn't actually gonna work end up actually being the ones I enjoyed the most when it came to Juice WRLD and Don Toliver right here. This combination between somebody who raps, if you want to say like that, Eminem, and having these crooning type of artists right here like Don Toliver, like a Juice WRLD. That was actually a very, very good combination right there. Like, I actually did enjoy those tracks the most. Definitely some of my favorite tracks on the project. This is pretty much going to be right here, Slaughterhouse Reunion, when it comes to Royce and Joel Ortiz. Let's get right to this track right here. This sounds a lot like Berserk. Like, you definitely can't understand. That sounds specifically the way he's rhyming right there and rapping. That sounds like Berserk, bro. Colin Farrell, I bought Will. Bruh. Will Ferrell. Okay.
I literally keep 3 shatters. I'm lyrically Dave Todd to retrotter. All the goons under the moonlight. John Wilkes, that's who I'm in the booth like you. My niggas call me the enemy watcher. The minute we spot you, listen to your pop, nigga, we got you. You the cause of a unicorn and a uniform. Quit horsing around in this building or you are gone. Your bars up all my good golfers. I put a hole in one of your birds with this evil emotions. Rejoice in the sound of my voice, but you don't have a choice. Discipline of my will overpower your instinct. Yeah, your group is off the chain, but you were the weakest link. Rest
Yeah, that track was crazy when it came to the bars. Like the way he just said, "Rejoice in my voice, you don't have a choice." He pretty much did actually diss Joe when it came to this track. I mean, he's like the only one who's not here in the track, and he's obviously a former Slaughterhouse former member. Why can't I even say it right? Like, I have a problem saying that word. Former member of Slaughterhouse. There we go.
I can only say, better luck next time.
So that is it for this album right here, my guy Eminem, Music to Be Murdered By. There's a lot of hooks that I personally didn't vibe with, especially some that M had to do himself, including this Ed Sheeran one right here. Did not enjoy that one. The ones that I did enjoy, I actually did enjoy a lot. The Juice WRLD one was really good. The Anderson Paak one was very, very good. The tracks with Royce were amazing. You Gon Learn is probably my favorite track, like I've said a lot of times already. I did actually like the way he pretty much gave the introduction to the project, addressing a lot of people who actually criticized him. I actually did enjoy that part. To start it that way. Godzilla, even though he had a very, very fast flow at the last part, overall I did enjoy the verse in its entirety. Darkness, the video was very, very good. I did enjoy the concept, the theme, the way he actually related it to himself. Skylar Grey, not a bad chorus, not a good chorus. Yeah, the only part I actually didn't enjoy from this track was the literal yeah in the song. Instead, that track is interesting because I find the concept to be just interesting to listen to how M actually deals with that. But I don't know if I would replay the track on my car. Like, honestly, I don't really know if I would actually go back to the track. It's about like 9 or 8 tracks that I do enjoy here a lot. So pretty much half of the album I enjoy. I mean, the Alfred outro and the interludes don't really have to count. So I actually did enjoy a heavy amount of these tracks right here. There's just some that honestly, when it comes to the entirety of the project, I didn't really vibe with that much. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Are these some of the tracks, the ones that I did enjoy? Are those some of the tracks that you actually enjoyed as well? Or you feel like there's some of the tracks right here that I actually didn't vibe with, that you actually did enjoy a lot? Just let me know down below in the comment section, man. Subscribe for some other reactions. Music to Be Murdered By. Wasn't expecting them to actually release a project at this given point. At this point in time, I'll be coming back with some other videos for sure, my guy. That's about it, bruh, for this project.